winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Welcome in. Good morning, everybody. It is Booner, and it is officially the kickoff of Woodward Bets. Welcome in. I'm pumped to do this. A Saturday morning. College football is back, boys.
Let's go.
Let's get a round of applause real quick. We've got Jeff Iafrate, Hollywood. We've got Hollywood in studio here today. Every Saturday, Hollywood will be joining us. How you doing, Jeff? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm ready. Booner, I was looking at some of your bets this past yesterday and the day prior. You were cooking. I didn't place any of your bets, but I was kind of on your Twitter checking it out. You won some people some money.
I did. I went 3-0 on Thursday night.
You were cooking.
Yesterday, I went 0-1, but that was Michigan State, though.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Michigan State.
All good.
We've got Lucas Klotz in the TD booth. Can we get some barks?
Marvin Harrison season, Kyle McCord season. Look, I know it's all about the Wolverines around this damn network, but the Bucks debut today, baby.
And then we've got the one, the only BMG, Big Mike Gentry in the sound booth. We've got a whole squad here. Gentry, how you feeling today?
Oh, I'm doing good, boys. Doing good. How you boys doing?
Feeling great.
Look, Mike's got his Michigan shirt. You got the Michigan helmet.
What the hell is this? Oh, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I've got the striped Michigan shirt on. I'm sweating a little bit, so I might. One of the commercial breaks, I might take it off. You might see a little bit. I forgot my chain. I usually have my chain on. The glasses. Don't have that this morning, but who cares? We've got college football. We've got bets, boys. Let's just real quick. Let's just start off. Last night we had the stream here, Michigan State versus Central Michigan. I had Central Michigan. What'd you guys think of that game last night there with Central? I had plus 14.5. I left the stream a little early, and it just got away, I feel like, from us.
That game was a brutal watch. For betting purposes, I think the only thing that you'd be happy about is that if you bet on Michigan State's running back Noah Clark, right?
Yes, Noah Clark.
Noah Clark looked like a dog. I put two touchdown bet on Jalen Berger. That slapped me in the face. He got one, but it was a Noah Clark show. Kim, I did not like what I saw from him at all. I get that he looked better throughout the game, but he looked terrible. Central Michigan couldn't get anything going on offense. There wasn't anything to really be happy about. I mean, I understand Michigan ended up winning, or Michigan State ended up winning, and it looked like a big margin of the score, but I don't think any Michigan State fan is happy after last night.
Yeah,
they're worried for sure.
The only good thing about, I think, that game last night was their defense, and I believe the under hit, too. So it came down to the end. If you were watching the stream last night, I know Nick had the under, and him and JB were battling out for the over and the under. And it was actually, that's exactly what we wanted from the streams, is we wanted, like, come down to the end, the chat involved, everyone involved, and that's what we got last night.
That catch by the way, Tyrell Henry.
Tyrell Henry.
Ooh,
and my bad, I meant Nathan Clark. I was thinking of Noah Kim, and I was saying Noah Clark, so Nathan Clark,
Nathan Carter.
That catch was
ridiculous.
Insane. I cannot.
That's the biggest question mark to me about Mel Tucker. Dude, your prior, what you know and what your strength is defensively. That's Mel Tucker's thing. He has yet to fix the secondary for Michigan State. We'll see. Defensively, again, it's Central Michigan, so I don't know how much you take from it, but we shall see. Michigan State, that's how they win games, right? Running the football, and you already alluded to it. Nathan Carter over 100 yards. Noah Kim not losing the game, which he didn't turn the ball over, and they got a dub.
He's tough though. Would you right now? Quick question. Over 5.5 wins. That's their win total.
Over.
Are you going over?
Yeah, I think 6 or 7 to be honest with you. Yeah.
If
they win 5 games,
I don't think they make a bowl game.
Well,
Noah Kim showed us nothing.
You got to understand though,
one.
and I would like to ask Spenny this if he was here, but as a Michigan State fan,
I guess after the game he predicted them to win 8 games this year.
See, like I think that's a fair expectation though with Mel Tucker. Like, dude, let's go.
It's a good expectation, but it's just unrealistic. 5.5.
You think they're going to win 5 games?
5. Yes. Central was one of them. I would take the under on Michigan State's win total. There was nothing yesterday. Remember? Did you watch that whole first half? It was just they struggled. They looked terrible.
At least for State, you argue, okay, Michigan, Ohio State, those are probably guaranteed losses. We can all safely say that.
Washington's
a tough one. Michael Penix lights up Michigan State every single time. But besides that, like Penn State, I think would be automatic loss because Penn State, I think, will be good this year. But besides that, Nebraska? Minnesota?
Well, let's look at their schedule real quick.
You don't think they can get 6 wins?
I really don't think so. I'm going to pull up their schedule here. I want to see who you guys think. So they play Richmond. That's win. That's 2, right? Washington, loss. Maryland,
loss.
I think that's a loss as well. At Iowa, that's a loss.
Yeah, at Iowa's a loss.
Versus Michigan or at Rutgers, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost that game.
If Iowa beats State, it's going to be 10-7. That's how it works.
Dude, I mean, they're going to beat Nebraska, maybe Nebraska, at Indiana.
Yeah,
they have a tough schedule, dude. Five wins. I mean, they might only win 5 games.
I don't. We'll see.
And then Mel Tucker's instantly on the hot seat.
So you're betting on the under.
I'm taking the under.
Do you have money placed right now?
I will at the end of this show. I will throw money on the under.
Put your money where your mouth is, Booner.
Maybe it moved. Maybe it's at 6.5 now. I don't know. But,
all right.
But real quick, this is going to be the rundown of the show. We have a ton of things ready for you guys. We're going to go over some futures. Kind of being week 1, we're able to look at some more futures and kind of see for the whole season because this is going to be the squad for the whole season for college football. So we're going to go over some futures that we're able to keep track of. We're going to go talk about this Michigan game, the best bets for the Michigan game. We're going to go over a pick 'em. And great news with that, the chat and the fans and the listeners will be involved. So we're going to put up polls. Lucas is going to put polls up. We have 5 or 6 games. They're going to be able to pick. The chat's going to be able to pick games. And by the end of the season, we're going to see who has the best overall record at the year. We're going to take some callers today, which I'm super excited about. Take some callers, see some people, and then we're also going to have our best bets to end the show. So we're going to get right into it then. I kind of want to go around the room here. I don't know if everyone brought their future bets. I do have 2 here that I really love. I don't know who. Lucas, I want to start with you. If you have any future bets that you love, let's get just right into it.
Marvin Harrison, Heisman. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but the odds that it is, we have seen Devontae Smith win a Heisman at Alabama. Caleb Williams is obviously the favorite. But if something happens to Caleb Williams, God forbid injury, just because I think he's an amazing player to watch, there's no chance that Kyle McCord will sniff the Heisman candidacy if Marvin Harrison's going off compared to Marvin Harrison. I think he'd be the clear offensive weapon out of the Ohio State offense, and honestly, they don't really have anything on defense. They're still going to be Ohio State, though. They're still going to be a top 5 team, and if you have the best player in a top 5 team, and it's probably the best wide receiver we've seen since Julio at the bare minimum, I think Marvin Harrison is better than Devontae Smith and those Alabama wide receivers that we've seen. So I just think Marvin Harrison to throw a little pretty penny on, invest Heisman odds in, I think it's a smart pick.
What's his odds compared to Caleb Williams?
Oh, he's down there. I'm pretty sure he's under Kyle McCord right now. Yeah, when I was checking this morning, which is insane. I think when you give it to like week 7, week 8, like Marvin Harrison would be leading that compared to Kyle McCord.
Marvin Harrison's at plus 3,000.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Caleb Williams plus 500.
JJ McCarthy's plus 1,800.
Jeez.
Is that where you going, Mike?
No. Not with that offense. No.
I'm interested too in, like, if you just look at the sports book here, Jaden Daniels plus 1,000, and like he's the next one after Caleb Williams, who's at plus 500, and then Jordan Travis plus 1,200, Quinn Ewers plus 1,200. I don't see like a world, and we haven't seen it in since I don't even know, since like the 80s or 90s, a Heisman winner go back to back. So if you're putting your money on it, you probably just stay away from Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I don't see him. Like, it's like the other year, Bryce Young, and then everyone thought Bryce Young could do it again back-to-back, and obviously Caleb Williams came. So I think one of these quarterbacks, Cade Klubnik, Jordan Travis, Quinn Ewers, one of these guys are going to end up having an insane seed. Like, there's way more value taking that than there is just plus 500 and going Caleb Williams.
Who's going to tear the Pac-12 up again? So, like, but I'm with you.
Pac-12 is sneaky good. They're
okay. What was this conversation about Bo Nix yesterday?
That's what I was.
The Pac-12.
It was a genuine question I asked because I was excited to watch Bo Nix at Auburn and he blew. But then I heard like, okay, watch out for Bo Nix at Heisman this year, and I'm like in the Heisman watch, and I'm like, is there actually any relevancy? So I was asking the chat the question.
Bo Nix.
It is interesting though because one of my futures. I'll give one of my futures out now. I have 2. Utah plus 550 to win the Pac-12.
I love that.
That's and I could pull it up here. They're not even the favorite. They're like the 4th, 5th favorite. Like obviously USC's the favorite. You have Washington is probably the 2nd favorite. But Utah at plus 550, when you have Cam Rising coming back, you just saw what they did to Florida without Cam Rising. You put him back in the game, Kyle Whittingham, they're going to win. They won last year. They dominated Caleb Williams and USC last year in the Pac-12 championship game. They beat him by like 25.
They beat him twice.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying the Pac-12. Oregon State now has DJ Ungulele or whatever from Clemson. It's kind of a quiet pick.
Quiet pick.
I like it. I'm a big Utah guy.
I think everyone needs to hammer that one.
Well, what are Utah? They lost Kincaid. They lost Clark Phillips III.
Yeah, but they always.
But they got Cam Rising back though.
Yes, but in every year they always just reload.
Yeah.
Their defense,
they're gonna have
elite.
Their defense always has some crazy ass dudes.
Caleb Williams and USC, they're gonna have the best. They can have the best offense all they want. They haven't shown anything on defense. Like no one knows what their like even last week when they played, like that defense is going to lose them a couple games this year, and they're not going to win the Pac-12.
So you're saying Utah has a better chance to make the college football playoff than USC?
Yeah, because they'll win the Pac-12.
It's not insane to think.
It's something too that the Pac-12 they did it last year too. Is they all beat each other up. They all that's why none of them made it last year. Was they all just beat each other up? Utah beat USC twice. Utah had 2 or 3 losses. Like everyone beat each other up last year in the Pac-12. Washington, Michael Penix, Utah plus 550. Everyone. That's one of my future bets.
I don't hate it.
Do you have any futures?
Mike's cooking up there.
A Mike Brain Bang.
No, I mean I don't have any futures. I want to save it for when we go with the pick around college football. I have some interesting spins on a couple of these picks, but yeah, futures.
I do have an opinion on one. I want your guys' opinion.
Yeah, say you're the better Mike Gentry. Talk to me.
No, I'm just looking through FanDuel right now. Blake Corum's over/under rushing yards for the season is set at 1,100.
That's a good one.
That's a good line, though, I feel like.
Like, if he stays
healthy,
got the Don? I feel like, yeah, he could still hit it, but they don't have Donovan Edwards on here. But they have Cornelius Johnson for 4.5 touchdowns. And
that's got to be an over.
Yeah.
4.5?
Yeah. So those are
Blake
two
last
ones
year,
I like. Those are like futures based off Michigan.
What did he do? He missed basically 2 games last year, and he still rushed for almost 1,500 yards. 1,100. Obviously, like Donovan Edwards, which we're going to get into next. We're going to talk some Michigan. Michigan ECU, and we already talked Michigan State, but we're going to go to break real quick. We'll come back. We're going to kind of preview Michigan a little bit, go around the room, get some more best bets for this Michigan game that's at noon, which we will be streaming for, so make sure you all tune in. But we're going to go to break, come back, talk some Michigan. We'll be right back.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Welcome back to Woodward Bets. My name is Booner, and I do not lose, as you guys see in the commercial all the time. We've got Jeff Ifrady next to me. We've got Lucas Klotz in the TD booth, in BMG in the sound booth. Now, we're really quick kind of get into the obviously the biggest game, not the biggest game of the day, but in the state, within the state, Michigan versus ECU at the Big House. Michigan, 35.5 point favorites. Over under is 51.5. And we kind of just want to break this game down a little bit, kind of go around the room. If you guys have any best bets, if you have any best bets for this game in the chat, throw them in there. But let's go around the room here with this game. Michigan ECU. Obviously, it's going to be a blowout. I mean, I don't see how ECU can kind of even compete in this game, especially with this Michigan team. But there's still some betting favorites and just different ways that we can look at this game. I'll start it off here real quick. Favorite play of this game, obviously Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, JJ, they're all going to play in the first half. I love, and I took this last year all the time when we did the show with Gentry. You were on it last year, and Jeff too. Michigan first half, especially versus these teams, minus 19.5. You basically it's a three touchdowns and you win. And I love that because you're going to have Blake Corum in, you're going to have Donovan Edwards, you're going to have the whole starting lineup in for the whole first half, probably a little bit of the third.
Right.
they easily win the first half by 20, at least 20.
Yeah. More than 3 scorers, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what's the over-under right now in the game? I know Brady said smash Michigan over 44.5 total poins. Are you kidding me?
That seems easy.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
over under on the game is
44.5 total points?
That seems easy.
Smash that. Are you kidding me? They'll have 44. Just Michigan will just score 40.
I do like that one.
I think the total game is 52.
Yeah, it's 52.5.
52 and
you
a
see,
half now. It's moved a little bit too. It's gone from 51 to 52.
You see J.J. McCarthy pull up in the free Harbaugh shirt?
Did he?
Or the free Harbaugh, I believe it was a hoodie.
Can we just talk
No, it was
about
a shirt.
Can we just talk about that real quick?
They're going to smoke East Carolina.
They're going to dominate. Like, Harbaugh's out these 3 games. They're going to win every game
No,
by 50.
Booner, you could coach this Michigan Wolverines team, and they're going to still blow out East Carolina by 50.
Put me out there.
It's going to be okay. No Harbaugh, first 3 games? They'll be all right.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
They'll be fine.
Smash that over. If it's 44.5, smash it.
Is that your pick for the game?
Yeah, I love it. 44.5, you kidding me?
Lucas, what do you have
They'll
in this
score.
game?
I
Michigan
think
will just
Donovan
score
Edwards
40.
at 72.5 is egregious as well.
Do you think that he goes over?
Oh, yeah.
I think like he might get that two runs.
If Michigan's putting up 44, Donovan Edwards is scoring twice.
Does it not worry you though that they might only play in the first half?
Yeah, but that's part of it too. But
Well,
I
if
think
they
he could
play in
get
the
70.
first half, I think Donovan Edwards is a huge reason why they're putting up points. You know what I mean? Like
He could get 80.
He's their most their running offense. He's their most explosive back. I think he's bound to break at least 2 big runs. I'm sorry, I do.
I mean, him and Blake Corum both could just break out each for 50-plus yard runs and a touchdown each in the first half. Gentry.
What's the over/under for Cornelius Johnson's touchdown? What's his number?
I got you right here.
Because whatever it is, hit the over on that too.
What about Roman Wilson? The
Roman
number
Wilson,
one.
anytime
number one,
touchdown,
sorry.
He's
nice
rocking the
line.
number one now.
Excuse me. Roman Wilson wearing number 1. Braylon's number, for people that don't know.
And what Brady said here in the chat too, Michigan backups aren't scrubs. They'll dominate too, and that's a fact too, especially versus ECU. All of these backups probably would start on this ECU team. I guarantee you that.
Who's Michigan's third string?
Orgy.
No, running back. I'm saying.
I don't know if they're gonna play C.J. Stokes, but last year that's kind of who they played. So.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting.
Well, they got Mullings, a dude who's a linebacker, and then they got Benjamin Hall as well.
Jeez, that was brutal last year. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I do have one bet here. I want to kind of throw by you guys a little parlay for the game, a same game parlay. Gentry too, you might like this as well because last year Gentry and I took Blake Corum like almost every game for like a touchdown every time, his over in rushing yards, and it hit like every single game.
Yeah.
But this one plus 101. Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards each to score a touchdown, and both of them to have 50-plus yards.
That's fair.
That seems like that's a lock.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
50 yards each and a touchdown each.
No, I like that a lot. I might have to ride that with you.
It seems like a lock. I don't see how something like that doesn't happen.
Mitch says, I can't wait for all these Walmart Wolverines to be crying when they lose by 20.
Today?
Mitch, you do know they're playing East Carolina.
Yeah, I'm
would
confused.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not offended by that. I would.
I mean, it's embarrassing how bad,
imagine
East
losing.
Carolina. And Walmart Wolverine, I'm assuming that's a shot at Sam Flannel. Sorry, Sam. It is what
I
it
mean,
is.
technically, me and Gentry, I think are Walmart Wolverines.
Okay, so
as
3.
well.
It's the trio.
Yeah, any Michigan fan. I mean, I don't understand the whole concept behind that. Like Spencer's like, oh, I went to Michigan State. Like I'm, like these big schools, 75% of the fans did not go to that school.
That's true.
Like that's a fact.
Yep.
So it's like the whole fan base is Walmart Wolverines and Walmart Spartans. You know what I mean?
There's probably a lot of Walmart Alabama fans too.
Like I went to
Alabama.
Saginaw
Roll
Valley.
Tide.
And then there's Lucas, who's a Walmart Ohio State
fan.
Buckeyes
Yeah, I'll
fan.
claim that one after C.J. Stroud's tenure.
Yeah, okay.
Get
What about
him out of
Toledo?
my- I'm getting Toledo. I mean, I live like 5 minutes from the university, but like I would never claim to be a Rocket.
What's that? What's that? The 419?
You don't claim
Yeah.
Toledo. You don't claim them.
He doesn't. Claim
I don't claim to be a Rocket. No, I'm not. I don't claim to be a Rocket.
He doesn't claim them, Gentry, but Toledo claims him.
That's fair. That is fair.
Might be
They
onto
love
something
the
there.
barks. Toledo loves the barks.
I'll be
Yeah.
the best thing out of there.
Now-
Now, Charles Woodson, shout out Michigan Wolverine.
Yes. Two, I do have another question too with this game as well, and feel free any of you guys to chime in, not just with this, anything else with the Michigan game, but J.J. McCarthy, does it worry his props right now? His passing yards is 224.5 and 2.5 touchdowns. Does it I don't know, going into the game, no one really knows what to expect from Jay. Like, are they going to throw the ball? Are they going to just go Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards?
Well, here's the thing.
They seem tough.
I could see you said 2.5 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I could see that going over, but yards, no. I think they're just gonna be feeding Donovan and Corum.
See, I
but now
thought
when
the
we get in the red
opposite.
zone and you can get to Loveland, I could see Loveland getting a tutty. I could see Roman Wilson getting a tutty. So I think if you were gonna bet anything, there'd be over the 2.5 tutties because the run game can get them in there. But if they want to now start going play action, that's gonna open it up.
And that line doesn't worry me because just like you said, you don't know if they're going to even play the second half or how much they're going to blow it open in the first half. So they got to keep those lines reasonable.
Yeah, that 2.5 passing touchdowns kind of scares me a little bit too. Because I don't know if he'll play in the second half. So
I think he'll throw
take the
for like
passing
2
yards.
touchdowns, honestly. He's going to throw for 2.
Even the passing yards, what is it, 212 and a half?
I wouldn't. I'd rather touch a
224.
touchdown.
224? Like,
Yeah.
that's over. Or
Could you see?
under, excuse me.
What do you think
Yeah.
the final like? So you think Corum gets in, Donovan Edwards gets in? That's 14.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably gonna get near like at least 45, 50.
Maybe JJ runs one in.
JJ could get one. So that's what I'm saying. They'll be in the red zone. The opportunities are going to be there, but I think they're going to be created by the run. So, but the touchdowns, I think that's a solid line.
Yeah, I personally, I would probably stay away from both of them. That's why I put this as a question here because it even made me worried. Like even like
I'm about
Blake
to put
Corum.
some money on that.
Are you?
Yeah,
Which one?
I'm on the JJ 2.5 tutties.
There's no way.
Yeah, even the two. What was it? 220.
224 and a half.
Dude, like they're gonna be playing from ahead. Like, he ain't gonna be chucking the ball.
And one thing too that I've heard mentioned was that they're gonna be looking to, like last year. Obviously, you had Donovan Edwards that got hurt quite a bit.
Right.
You had Blake Corum that got injured. They're from what I've heard is they're gonna try and get up big and let some of these guys sit. And maybe play them a little bit in the third to so they get that feel for it, which I would like them to do. But it's just going to be kind of a first half, all of those guys going at it. Lucas, you could lose that bet in the first half easily.
Hey, what about?
I could, but I also could make some money off in the first half.
Hold on, hear me out. Nicholas Duncan says JJ runs it in for sure. What's the rushing TDs with JJ?
Ooh, that's
Over
a
under
good
like
question.
0.5?
He's plus 100 just for 1 touchdown.
Just
to
for
run
one?
one in?
I don't know if that's
I don't know
worth
if
it.
it's-
I can see it.
If
I
you
can
wanna
see
get a
JJ
little
running
parlay
it in.
going. That's probably a nice leg to put on there.
Yeah.
Get a little juicy.
There you go, Mike. Getting a little juicy.
Yeah, I mean, even Blake Corum's like minus 1,300 to score a touchdown.
Oh, Brady Wood. Shout out to Brady. He says they know they can run the ball. Time to work on passing. I think they will do that.
That's a great point.
No, it's not. Are you kidding?
I think it might be.
We've heard this storyline for 2 years,
I think,
dude.
yeah, but
Allow
I was going to
JJ.
say that too. Like, what if they just try and air it out, work some things out?
they might work on
Dude,
some things.
Now they're not going to go crazy,
we
but
did
like,
the college-
let JJ throw the ball a little bit.
We did the college football show last year. I remember that. Remember, open up the offense, right? Like, what happened? They ran the ball down everybody's
Harbaugh on the
throat.
sideline
Harbaugh,
today.
yeah.
There's no Jimmy over there.
Hey, first play is going to be a Hail Mary. Watch.
I see
They're
this.
just gonna bomb it down the
Four
field.
verts every drive.
I see this every year, man. Oh, this is the opportunity for JJ to open it up and pass for 300 passing yards and get the passing game going. I bet you any money he'll end the game 200 passing yards, a TD or two, and they'll Donovan and Blake. That's where I like where you're coming from, dude. They're gonna run the hell out of the football.
I mean, they
He ain't gonna walk against
But
East
it's like-
Carolina and
but
throw
to
the
their
ball
point,
around the field.
They're not just gonna let JJ's arm just kind of sit cold until week 4 when Jim's back. Like they'll be beating up on BG next week, or I don't remember if they play them or the week following. But they're gonna be beating up on the teams the first 3 weeks. They want to see what he can do. And if they're gonna make mistakes, you'd rather do it in week 1, 2, and 3 than when you start getting in a Big Ten play.
I'm with Brady. They might open it up a little bit. We did talk about that last year every week. It felt
you
like,
guys are-
It felt like literally last year when we did this show. It felt like every single week they opened it up.
Dude, you guys are a bunch of simps, man.
I mean, all right, real quick. Cornelius Johnson, 40.5 is his line. Roman Wilson, 50.5. Colston Loveland, 34.5.
I like Loveland a lot.
Loveland, 34.5.
34.5 is kind of interesting.
34 and a
dude.
half for the yards?
Yes.
Colston Loveland.
Smash that.
That's now-
He's gonna be probably their. Because Roman Wilson's so explosive because he could take
He is.
he could take it to
Yeah,
the
he
house.
can.
But I could really see Loveland being the leading receiver from this game because of the running game.
And he's a safety blanket, dude.
Yeah, and he's athletic too. It's not like he's like no diss on Jake Butt, but he's more athletic than like a Jake Butt type of tight end. You know what I
Shout
mean?
out Jake Butt.
100%.
What about Zach Gentry, Michigan legend?
Are you related to him?
No.
You're related to-
Are you sure?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
He is?
sure. He's
is
not
that like
related.
your cousin, third cousin?
Who? What about Donovan Edwards receiving yards?
They don't even have it, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
That is very, very interesting. At least on the book that I'm on, they don't have it. But their rushing yards, Dude, I'm convinced I might actually put a couple of these receiving yards. Like, if they do open it up, the rushing yards, too, on the other end.
If they do open it up.
If they do, Blake Corum's 83.5, Donovan Edwards 72.5.
What about this one? Brady Wood says Roman Wilson plus 880 first TD. Now we're talking. Like, first TD.
First TDs always
Those
scare
are tough,
me.
man.
They
I don't know if
scare
it'll
me.
be a passing touchdown the first TD. Who knows? Unless Roman Wilson just absolutely
What's like
cooks.
a Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards first TD? Probably.
Yeah, like for the odds, I like it. Roman Wilson plus 880. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
I'm worried with these bets a little bit too. I hate week one, especially like this a team like this with Michigan where they're playing in ECU, and you have no Harbaugh's obviously not there right now. You have no clue what's going to happen in this game. They could air it out like we talked about, or Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards could both rush for 100 yards.
Option 2 is more likely.
Yeah, it is, but you never know. I'm telling you, Jeff. Come on, Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't want to believe me.
He's telling you.
But that's why I took my best bet, which was the first
me.
half, not 19.5, minus 19.5, because no matter what they do, either way, if they run the ball or they pass the ball, either way, no matter what, they're going to be up by three plus touchdowns at the first half with those guys.
They are going to run the ball down East Carolina's throat. Pause. And Nicholas Duncan says, I bet they play it safe and rush. See, Nicholas Duncan gets it. What are you guys like? I know it's like a pipe dream. You and Mike and Booner, you guys can speak on this more. Like, your guys' dream is to have JJ out there just slinging it, 300 passing yards, 3 TDs, Heisman candidate.
They want it to be Ohio State so bad.
I know.
You don't have Brian Hartline, baby. I'm sorry, you don't. You can't be doing that.
What happened the last 2 years?
For what?
We beat you guys.
What happened over the last decade, man?
I don't
CJ
care.
Stroud with our
2
quarterback.
years.
Big games
care.
on, he shrinks.
Don't care.
To Booner's point, though, against Ohio State, they opened it up after Donovan was running all over Ohio State.
They opened it up for CCU
Still, like,
a little
East
bit.
Carolina, they're not throwing the ball over the field.
I promise you,
They're
JJ McCarthy, I'm not going to take the 2.5. I promise you he at least has 2 touchdowns.
You taking the 220 passing yards? What's the over-under on that?
I'll have to think about that.
Oh, you're going to think about it long and hard.
But best bet of that game, though, is still Michigan minus 19.5.
I love that.
So what are you guys all taking in this game? Can we go around the room?
My best bet is Donovan Edwards, 72 rushing yards.
Oh,
that is easy
over.
money.
He's getting that.
Yeah, give me
He's
the.
probably gonna get that in like 2 rushes.
Give me the over/under. Smash that over, dude. Michigan's gonna have, if it's 52. I saw a comment. It was 50-ish.
It was 52.5.
Dude, smash it. They'll score 50 on their own.
I'm laying guap on it right now. JJ over 2.5.
I can't believe he's taking that.
Defensive
I'm doing
touchdowns.
it.
I'm telling you.
I'm doing it. I'm about to
smash that
Look, my best bet was the 72.5 by Don. But if Gentry's rolling with it, I got to cook up with something, and I'm going to roll JJ 2.5.
So you think they open it up?
No, did you say the run game opens up their offense. I think
Yes.
when they start getting into the red zone, I think we could easily see JJ throw 2 red zone touchdowns and maybe a deep shot. That's going to be 21 points. I think they score 35, maybe 42 possibly in the first half. If they don't, then I think they'll keep the starters out there for a drive or 2 in the second half. I think it's very possible.
I kind of do hope they do keep some starters out there for the second half a little bit. Just get the feel for it. Just get the feel for it.
Wow.
Feel for what?
Just playing. Like, I mean, look at like I don't know. Just get the feel for it. Go out there and play football.
No, you're
We don't
speaking.
want to bench
You're
our
speaking.
guys.
No.
We're gonna blow out the next 4 teams.
You're-
We don't want to just sit our guys
No.
the first half every single
You're
week.
speaking from a betting perspective, right? If you're Jim Harbaugh, well, Jim's not there, but if you're the Michigan coaching staff,
Yeah.
why the hell would you play your
that's
starters
fair.
in the
If
second
someone
half?
gets hurt or something, knock on wood.
That is against East Carolina. Are you kidding me? No.
Man.
Mike, I need your approval on this.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. What do you think? They played in the
That's
second
terrible. No. If
Yeah,
they're blowing
hell
them, I'm
no.
just
So
taking them.
we have to.
Especially
no.
Corum and Edwards. No.
half. No.
So you boys have to hit your bets in the first half.
But
I guess I do
maybe.
too.
Probably
minus
hit in the
19.
first quarter. but
I also
anyway.
like Blake Corum first TD score.
That's a good one.
Because Brady said plus 200. I like those odds, man.
That's great.
Now we're talking. Plus 200, that's fair.
All right,
seeing it.
let's go to break real quick. We'll come back. When we come back, we'll go around the whole college football pick'em. We're gonna basically what's gonna happen with this pick'em each week is we're gonna pick either a side or a total. And I've got about 5 or 6 games here in the chat as well. They'll have a pick as well, whatever one they like in that each game, and we'll keep track of it all year long.
Let's do it.
And we'll see. Probably Jeff will probably be in last place.
Most likely, yes.
Hollywood. But all right, we'll be right back for pick'em right when we get back.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
All right, welcome back here to Woodward Bets. My name is Booner, and I do not lose, as you guys always see.
He does not.
I am joined by Hollywood himself from the Morning Woodward Show, Jeff Iafrate. We've got Lucas in the TD booth, and we've got Big Mike Gentry.
BMG.
Our whole squad here. We've got everyone here. We're going to go around college football here the next couple minutes. I've got even for week one, it feels like a kind of quiet slate.
Yeah.
But there are some games here that I do think that kind of have a nice little storyline around them. I've got about 5 or 6 here. And again, the chat, you guys are going to have an opportunity to pick games. Let's start off here. Most anticipated game, I feel like, at least here at Woodward, everyone keeps talking about, Colorado at TCU. Prime, Deion Sanders, his son Shador, taking over there as well.
Travis Hunter. I can't wait to watch
that dude's
Travis
a top
Hunter.
10 pick.
They're at TCU, 20.5-point underdogs. TCU is favored by 20.5. Over under is 63.5. We'll start with you, Jeff. We'll just go around the room here. Talk about the game a little bit, and let's hear what your pick is.
Let me get this straight first before I get into Colorado, okay? I think TCU is going to win.
Fair. Great point.
But you got to think but hold on. But the over-under, or not the over-under, excuse me, the spread, 20.5, I think Colorado can keep it close. Not 3 touchdowns in the loss. Because you got to think about it, too. Colorado, with Prime there, all the attention's on Colorado. How many transfer portal players they get this offseason? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Basically their whole roster.
Exactly. And USC did a similar thing, and look what happened. Now, Caleb Williams is not Shedeur Sanders. I like Shedeur. I like Travis Hunter a lot. The dude can play both sides of the ball. I think Colorado keeps it closer. I do. And that's all they have to do. If you're Colorado, you know you're most likely going to lose to TCU. But everybody's going to be watching Colorado to see, okay, Prime, let's see what he's got. As a head coach, first game at Colorado, I don't think they get obliterated. I don't. So I think they cover the spread. I don't think they lose by 3 touchdowns. Maybe 2, maybe 17, but 3 touchdowns. I think Colorado covers that spread.
If I was betting on this game, I would buy the 0.5 point and just do 21 and then just take Colorado with 21. But that's it. I don't know. I'm staying away from this game.
Yeah, the game makes me nervous. Lucas, what do you
Am I
have?
the only one that's taking the TCU spread? Like, I understand that Colorado has a lot of talent, but this is still like
TCU's a good team.
TCU's a good team. That's a program that, they're not an upper echelon, but they always have talent. The Big 12 always has offense as well.
Yeah.
And Colorado was terrible last year. And the thing that I think is going to get them is definitely in the trenches for sure. And I just think depth as the game goes on through 4 quarters, it's going to pull away from Colorado. Now, I don't think this is going to be Colorado's whole end story. I think they're going to be a competitive program in 2 or 3 years, but you can't expect Deion to come in year 1 and turn them into something. And going up against the top 25 programs, tough.
Yeah.
And Booner, I want your thoughts on this, because the reason why I'm higher in Colorado, I don't think they're going to make any noise, but still, week 1, at least for people that watch college football, no one really knows what Colorado is right now.
Yeah.
So you don't really know how to rate them. They haven't played yet with the new look Colorado team now, the Buffaloes. I think they surprise. They come out and I know, especially for week 1, it's good to get in on these teams that no one really knows about. And I think people don't know really how to rate Colorado.
I think it's the same thing for TCU. Obviously, they came off the college football playoffs, but they lost their quarterback, Max Duggan.
Heisman candidate.
Yes, and obviously Sonny Dykes, he came in and turned the program around within a year. But you really don't know. I mean, you could say, like Lucas said, TCU is Big 12. They have the guys. But when you do look at Colorado, as soon as Deion got there, he brought in all of these different 4 or 5 stars. And that's why Lucas last night on the stream was like, someone said to him that they'll be competing for a national championship in the next few years if he's there. I'm not saying that will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised, because all he does is bring in 4 and 5 stars. That's all he's been doing. So I'm with you, Jeff. I'm taking Colorado plus 20. And I might actually be with Gentry to where if you are going to take it by the point, take 21 and a half, and just roll with 3 touchdowns.
You got to think, though. I mean, Prime showed up and made 70 dudes enter the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Like he said, yeah, you guys are trash. Get out of here.
In today's football and college football, though, that's what you have to do. If you're taking over a program like Colorado, that's today's football, is the transfer portal.
And they brought in 50 transfer portal players. So I think people have this memory of what Colorado was. Not saying they'll be great in the Pac-12, but I'm saying I think week 1 they could shock some people. And Easy put in the chat, which is a great point, TCU, new quarterback, like you mentioned, new OC.
It's interesting. That's going to be an interesting game. I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Next game we have here, it's not a really crazy game. It is a Big Ten team here. Fresno State at Purdue. Obviously, Aiden O'Connell is leaving Purdue, and he's gone. They do have a new transfer quarterback in from Texas. I'll start us off here because I threw this game in here because I like Fresno State in this game. Plus 3.5. Fresno State, I don't know if anyone's watched them last year, but last year they dominate they might have been like 9-3 last year, 8-4, but
they had Jake Haener, didn't they?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure they won 9 straight games last year. That program is always they always are a team that week 1, a team like this versus Purdue. Purdue's coming off, they just lost their quarterback. They're coming off playing in the Big Ten championship versus Michigan.
Right.
Fresno State is I would not be surprised if they make this like a serious game here and really try and upset Purdue here.
What about the over/under 46.5?
I'm staying away from that personally.
Where you
guys at in this game?
No more Charlie Jones for Purdue.
Yeah,
that's going to be a huge loss. He was their bread and butter.
What are you guys' picks in this game? Minus 3.5 Purdue and over/under is 46.5.
I might do the over, to be honest. Fresno State always has a decent offense.
They do.
That's like you can bet that Fresno State, they have a solid offense, and their defense is always going to be mid, and they're always never going to be an upper echelon team. But they always have some offensive firepower. Purdue, they always have the potential to get hot, but with no Charlie Jones, it's a little worrying. But I do like the running back. I can't think the name off the top of my head. Big back, number 45. I can see his face right now. But he's going to open up probably the play action game. No Aiden O'Connell.
Devin Maccabee?
Yeah, Maccabee. Yeah. Maccabee's a tank, and he's probably going to have a big game. But I could easily see it going over.
I don't know, man. I'm staying away from this one.
I'm not putting any money on it, but if I were to take something, I would probably take the over.
We need something for the pick'em.
Okay. I think Purdue covers.
Wow. So we're
I'll go
opposite
against
here.
you. Yeah.
We are opposite. Gentry?
Mike's muted.
Sorry. Purdue covering 3.5. That's my bet.
See, me and Mike.
Man,
and Lucas, right? You're rolling with
He's on the over.
You said Purdue covers?
I'm the only one.
Or you betting the over?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the only one on Fresno.
So me and Mike bet. Think Purdue will cover. You think Fresno covers, and Lucas has the over.
All right, I love it.
There you go.
All right, next game
here we go now, though.
Lucas Klotz, Toledo native, Ohio State fan. Ohio State at Indiana plus 30.5.
Plus 30
over
and a
under
half.
59.5. Where boys going with this
I
one?
want to hear you guys first.
Lucas, you go first.
You want to hear mine?
This is your
Plus
team.
30.5.
Do you think Indiana covers, Jeff?
I have my pick here.
Let me ask you.
I'm locked in with this one already.
Uh-oh.
Plus 30.5.
It's a big number.
I don't give it. Ohio State's covering that. Are you joking me?
Oh, okay. All right.
Lucas?
Yeah, on the road, plus 30.5.
I'm taking Ohio State as well.
Marvin Jones will
minus 30.
Or excuse me, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have what? 200 yards, 3 tutties?
I'm pretty sure they beat him by like 50 last year.
Marvin Harrison's line's 94.5, I think.
Dude, yeah. He's going to tear it.
I love betting the over on Ohio State.
Me too.
That's like one of my Booner. You know that from last year. I used to bet Ohio State overs all the time.
And here's
it's only 59.5 too. I'm pretty sure they played last year.
Put up 59.
It was 49 to like 27 or something. I might be thinking of a different game. But
and people saying new quarterback, Kyle McCord now. Like, is there an adjustment period, dude? I mean,
It's Ohio State.
You're throwing to wide open
Indiana.
receivers. Like, they made Kyle McCord the starter. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. Last year the game was 56-14 at Ohio. I'm taking minus 30 every day, and I would take the over.
And Travion Henderson's going crazy today too.
He'll have a $150.
I mean,
so yeah,
they might hit the over on their own almost.
Yeah,
that's facts. This is very similar to Michigan and Eastern Carolina.
Well, Indiana's a little more respectable for a week 1 opponent, Michigan fans.
A little bit, but man.
East Carolina.
Dude.
Indiana is so bad.
Yeah,
Indiana's bad, though. Indiana's bad.
Indiana's
The only time I remember in my lifetime that Indiana was anything was during COVID when they had I don't even know if it was before or after COVID. They had that one year where they won like 3 or 4. You guys remember that when Indiana just kind of went on this little streak and everyone was like, "Oh, Indiana's back, Indiana's back," and it was like they were never back.
Illinois had that too. Illinois had that recently. They're going to go back to the bottom.
Pretty sure Illinois plays Toledo today, and go look at that spread.
I might take a little look at that. I might take a little look.
I'm gonna pull up the spread here for that game.
4-1-9.
I love it though. The Rockets sometimes they can surprise some people.
They do, yeah, dude. Illinois is only a 9.5-point favorite versus Toledo, and Toledo sometimes. I mean, I don't know what they're like this year. The MAC, dude. We were talking about it last night with Central Michigan. The MAC every year, it's like a random team is good, and you never know who's going to be good in the MAC.
Toledo's football team is full of like just fast South Florida boys. That's their. I don't know how they always recruit from there. They're from like Hollywood, Florida area. They get a ton of speedsters out of there.
They might.
Illinois lost a lot. They lost the Brown brothers, Chase Brown and Sidney Brown.
Yes.
Devon Witherspoon. Their linebacker, I can't think of it. Dark Angelo. He was their best linebacker last year. He's gone now. Illinois' defense took a hit.
Yeah, remember those DBs? They had like a ton of DBs come out into the NFL.
Yeah.
And who knows if they
had a nice little spurt there.
Next game here, West Virginia at Penn State. This one's interesting too because West Virginia, they're like you don't know what you're gonna expect out of West Virginia.
This is my.
They're Penn State's minus 20.5 over under 48.5. Gentry.
Penn State's covering this, and this is going over. The over on this is my best bet. This is going over.
Are you kidding me? Like
this is the one. This is the one.
I'm with
Neil
you.
If I was Neil Rule, this would be my.
You're
my
get right. You're get
Penn
right.
State's gonna.
The Gentry.
I like Drew Eller a lot, dude. Like,
what do you think? What do you think he puts up today statistically?
Dude, like, well,
against West Virginia's defense.
Well, they're at home. It minus 20.5, dude. Yeah, they covered that.
I
and
mean,
Drew Eller's gonna put up numbers too. They still have a nice backfield.
Yeah, that defense is always.
They always reload defensively. I like Penn State this year. I know I keep saying it, but I like them this year, and main reason for that is because who the quarterback is.
Yeah,
and I think they cover that 20.5. They do.
There was something I saw that someone said that Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan could be better, and this is obviously you never know what the SEC like. The SEC obviously they have Bama, Georgia, and I don't know what like a Tennessee. It depends who's that third team.
Right.
People, I heard a couple people say that the top 3 in the Big Ten could be better than the top 3 in the SEC this year. I don't know what you boys think about that.
The
I know
Big Ten.
With the way Penn State is, like you have three top, maybe 7 teams
okay, but
in the Big Ten right now.
Let's think about this.
Well, we're thinking.
Georgia.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm
just throwing it out there, bro.
No, I know, and like that's what I'm saying. Let's think about this out loud. Georgia's the presumed favorite out of the SEC right now, right?
Yes, correct.
Michigan's presumed favorite out of Big Ten.
Correct.
I don't know about you guys. I know there's a couple Michigan slappies around here, but I'm taking Georgia 10 times out of 10 as of right now, from what I've seen over the last couple of years, over Michigan. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have Ohio State and Alabama are very similar this year. People are sleeping on both of them, but it's still Ohio State and Alabama.
Yes.
So then you have Penn State, and then this is where it comes down to. It comes down to like Tennessee, South Carolina potentially. They have some pieces.
Oh. Spencer Rattler.
I mean, really think about it.
Towards the end of the year last year, it's similar.
I'd rather have Spencer Rattler.
But then when you
Spencer
get to the bottom, man, is where.
What team did he say?
South Carolina.
Dude,
South Carolina could be
You didn't hear that?
I like what I saw.
LSU. I like
yeah,
LSU.
I completely forgot. But I'm just going down. I was just going down.
Yeah.
LSU. So then who are you going to match it with LSU? Iowa.
Oh.
Penn State.
We just went. I always do it. Penn State and.
Just go 3 and 3. The top 3 teams,
okay,
SEC, top 3 in Big Ten.
LSU, Penn State.
That's all it is.
LSU, Penn State. But then you have like the Tennessees, the South Carolinas. Where I'm saying like those teams hold a lot more weight than the middle of the Big Ten.
I don't know, dude. I really.
That's actually kind of fair.
It's fair. I'm not talking about the whole Big Ten. I'm talking about the top 3 teams. That's what I heard.
Michigan, Ohio
the
State,
statement
Penn State.
I heard was the top 3 in the Big Ten could be just as good as the top 3 in the SEC this year. Which we don't know what Bama is.
Actually,
and Bama last year was
I don't hate that.
Yeah, and Bama was a little down last year. LSU, a lot of people are kind of throwing out there that they could be a little overrated this year. Like no one really knows, which we'll get into that game in a second. And then you have, obviously, Georgia, who just lost their starting quarterback in a ton of pieces, as they do every year.
But they're going to reload.
Michigan's obviously a team that has everyone back, basically. Their defense is supposed to be the best. I just threw that out there. We're going to go to break, though, real quick. Make sure, too, if you are watching, make sure that you click like on the stream here. We have 176 people watching and only 36 likes. If you guys get 100 likes, Jeff might do something. I don't know. He might do something.
We'll get a beer going. I'll get a little.
Yeah, Lucas will chug a beer if we get to 100 by the end of the stream.
Hit that damn like button.
We should see that. When we come back from commercial, that should be at 50. I appreciate you guys all. We'll be right back.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Welcome back. It is Woodward Bets. We're finally back with Woodward Bets. It's like the inaugural, I don't even know, but it was last year. We stopped doing it, and we are finally back with Woodward Bets. My name is Booner, and I do not lose, as you guys see in the commercials all the time. I've got Hollywood, Juicy J, Jeff Iafrady there from the Morning Woodward Show. We've got Lucas, the Toledo native, and then we've got BMG, Big Mike Gentry, the man himself. Look at that Michigan shirt. That is a beautiful, beautiful shirt. We're going to finish up here kind of going through some best bets. We're going to finish up doing the pick'ems, and then we'll get into our best bets, and that'll kind of be the show there. Next game we have here, we already went through West Virginia, Penn State. I'm very excited for this game right here. North Carolina at South Carolina. Drake May, Spencer Rattler, two terrible defenses. North Carolina is a 2-point favorite, over under 63.5. Let's start with you, Jeff. What is your best bet for favorite play for the pick'em? North Carolina, South Carolina. Drake May, Spencer Rattler.
+2. You kidding me? Drake May.
What side are you taking?
Drake May projected the second best quarterback in this upcoming draft, next year's draft.
Yep.
Like him a lot. Listen, I'm not a huge Spencer Rattler fan, so I don't know how you guys feel about him. On the road, +2. Give me North Carolina to cover that. I think they win.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they win. On the road.
This is almost like a
And I think Drake May puts up numbers.
Okay, North Carolina.
Yep. I like
Lucas.
it. +2, you kidding me? They
I was
cover
going to
that.
say, the spread's really kind of too close to pick here.
It's basically like a pick 'em.
And I'm
Give me
going
North
with
Carolina.
UNC all day. I don't even have to think about this twice because both teams, they're meh. But the quarterback plays especially in college football. If you have a Heisman level quarterback, it can get you out of any situation. And when you have a guy like Drake May,
and he's mobile, coming back for another year, I think this is an easy lock for UNC. Spread I'd stay away from just because of how weird it is. Like neither team's UNC's not covering. It's gonna be more than that. And Spencer Rattler, he's gonna have one game this season where he lights it up. And he looks like the quarterback that was at Oklahoma. I don't think it's this game. I think Drake May outduels him. They beat him on the road too. So give me North Carolina.
Gentry, what do you like in this game?
If I'm gonna bet anything, I'm just betting the over.
The over?
Yeah, what is it, 63.5?
It's gonna be a shootout. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be rooting for points. I think it's gonna be a close game. Could go either way. So I'm just rolling with the over.
Love it.
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of go opposite here. I think at South Carolina, we saw last year how tough it is. A tough spot to play at in South Carolina, and we saw last year some bigger games where
rivalry games.
Spencer Rattler kind of stepped up. He didn't have he wasn't like unbelievable, but in some of these random games and these big games like in UNC, he does kind of puts points up. So I think I'm taking South Carolina.
Is it crazy for the over under 63.5 rivalry game week 1?
I'm gonna stay away from that. That might
I kind of like the under on that, dude.
What?
63.5. You think each team's
my best bet is the over under. We'll get into.
Okay, let's get to it.
We'll get into that next though. But LSU at Florida, huge game. Shout out Gabby, Florida State. Where are you guys going with this one? Because I'm kind of stuck on this. This is basically a pick 'em as well. It's +1.5 Florida State. Over under is 56.5. This is a Sunday night game. It's going to be like a lone game. Where are you guys at with this game?
I'm going to lean. This is tough because you got Jordan Travis, obviously Heisman contender. Jane Daniels, obviously Heisman contenders.
Elite quarterbacks.
But Florida State did get a man from East Lansing.
He's a dog.
Keon Coleman. And he might be the difference in this game. So I'm going to lean slightly Florida State. but it's nothing that I feel confident in. This game, like you said, it's a pick 'em. I'm going to lean slightly Florida State, but I'm not confident in it.
Yeah, this is when it's this close. I tend to favor the home team a little bit, and I like Jordan Travis. I like. This is tough.
I mean, this is the matchup of the weekend.
And who's their defensive end too? I can't think of his name.
Give me. I'm going to go opposite of Lucas here. I think it's close. Plus 1.5 here. Give me LSU. I'll go different from Lucas.
Gentry, where you at with
give
this
me LSU
game?
here.
I like Florida State, and I was kind of liking the over, but it scared me away a little bit. But I'm rolling Florida State.
56.5?
Yeah.
I'm starting to get nervous with this game too because everyone was on LSU. I feel like for the last 2 months because this was the big game. Everyone's like, oh, week 1. Everyone was on LSU, and then and I was like, all right, I'm gonna kind of fade the public. I'm gonna go Florida State. But now it's like everyone's like, oh, maybe Florida or LSU is a little overrated, and they're all going out Florida State now. So I'm kind of stuck on this game. I'm still though like Lucas said too, the home team, Florida State. I have to go Florida State.
That environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That place is going to be jumping.
It's the lone game on Sunday night too.
I would love just to go to a Florida State game just to live, or be a Chiefs fan outside of week 1
man.
for 2 minutes. Just the opening kickoff, the tomahawk chomp. Oh, it's the best thing in football.
All right, last game here for the pick'em, and then we'll do our best bets. Make sure again you guys are liking the stream here. Let's see where we're at real quick. We're at 56.
We're at 56.
Let's get to 75 here in the next couple minutes, and then our best bets.
I'll grab a brewski too.
We'll smack 100. If we hit 100, Lucas will.
I'll get one going right now.
Yeah, he'll get something going. We do have our watch party right after this for the Michigan game. But last game here, this is kind of a. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I do think it's Clemson at Duke. I'm interested in this game. Duke always has a team that can. They compete a little bit. So I'm interested. Clemson's
Against
a
a team
13-point favorite. Over/under is 55.5. Lucas, where are you at?
I think Clemson covers. I think that's what I'm taking. I don't know too much about Duke, but I think there's just a clear talent difference. Clemson's quarterback, Booner, help me out here.
Cade Klubnik.
Yep. Yeah, Cade Klubnik's
He's
a
a dog.
stud.
He
I
is
think
great.
they easily cover.
How crazy is it that last year they had DJ Ongulele, or however you pronounce his name, and he was supposed to be a Heisman candidate, an insane player, and then Cade Klubnik. Remember, we did the college football show last year, and we kept talking about that, when are they going to switch? When are they going to switch? And he just took that job straight from him.
You can't handle the heat. Stay out of the kitchen. I like Cade a lot, dude. I think he covers. I think Clemson this year is going to be really good. They're going to be sneaky good. And I will take Clemson too. I think Cade comes out as a great game. I like Clemson a lot. I do.
Yeah.
New quarterback. I think he's better than TJ, dude. I do.
100%.
Urban
DJ's
Meyer
over at Oregon State now.
Urban Meyer put him in his Final Four this year.
Yeah, he's a stud. He really is.
Gentry, where you at with that game?
Yeah, I have Clemson covering as well.
Jeez, I'm gonna fade the public here.
Really?
I'm gonna go Duke plus 13. Last year, they weren't bad. They lost 4 games last year, won by 2, 3, 3, and 8. They compete. And Duke every single year, excuse me, it's kind of like Kentucky too, where you don't know kind of what team they're going to have. But Duke every single year, they do put a decent team out on the field to where they're going to compete. It being, though, I believe it's at Duke, that kind of gives me the little advantage to where you take that 13 at home. Even though it's Clemson, you take that 13. If it was at Clemson, Clemson doesn't lose at home. I would go Clemson. But
They're not losing at Duke.
I'm going to go Duke. No, they're not losing to Duke, but 13, move it to 14 and buy a couple points and take a win.
Points.
Take a win.
Hey,
what are we doing?
He's the professional. All right. Roll with
Booner
Duke.
doesn't lose. Booner
I
doesn't
do not lose. I do not. All right, let's do that then. If I don't lose, what are we at with the likes here real quick?
70.
We're at 70. You have 70. We got 30 more to go. We're going to go over our best bets. By the time that show ends, we'll get to 100. We'll go around the room here. So, Jeff, we'll start with you. We'll go Lucas, Gentry, and then me. What is your best bet? Or even if you have 2, Jeff, what do you like today?
Well, I got one I like a lot, and I know Michigan fans are going to appreciate this one. Joe Milton. Joe Milton with the Tennessee. Listen, I'll tell you this. Tennessee, they Virginia visits Tennessee. Right now, I think they're favorited. The spread is minus 28. I think they cover. I think Joe Milton, that offense is already weird as it is, and you got a guy like Joe Milton with that kind of arm. I think they put up numbers. I think they blow out Virginia, and they cover, minus 28. Give me that.
Lucas, best bet?
All right.
Or two?
I got two of them. I already kind of teased one earlier, so I got another one. Travion Henderson, anytime touchdown. And another one that I don't get this line at all. Braylon Allen, Wisconsin's running back line is at 88.5 rushing yards. Smash that over. They're gonna. They fed Braylon Allen last year, and he was ridiculous. I believe he was like a true freshman last year. I could be wrong, but I know he came out of nowhere, and he's going to get better this year. I think that line is egregious. He's smashing 88.5.
I said it earlier, Penn State minus 20.5, and I love the over for that game. I think Penn State's going to run away with it. That is my best bet.
The Gentry get right special.
Yeah. Penn State's running away with it today, I'm telling you.
I kind of like Blake Corum, too, first touchdown scorer.
Plus 200?
Yeah, plus 200 is good. I think he's the first TD scorer.
Really?
They're going to run the ball. I think it'll be a rushing touchdown in the first TD, and I think it'll go to Corum.
It is interesting, too. I was thinking about this, and I know the show before us here, the Love of College Football, they kind of talked about it was who do you expect to kind of have more rushing yards and more touches? Is Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards? I think that was a great question to kind of throw out there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Corum coming off a knee injury last year. I think Donovan comes in with more touches, but like we kind of talked about, depends on how the game looks.
Yeah.
Like they might get like 8 touches each, and then if you're up 40, like they're gonna sit anyway. So I think Donovan squeezes him out by a couple more carries.
I'm interested all year to kind of see how they kind of go about that backfield, because I am convinced too that people are kind of shooting down Blake Corum a little bit, because obviously what Donovan Edwards can do, that people are like, oh, he's more versatile, all of this.
Right.
But Blake Corum, at the end of the day, if he didn't get hurt last year, he's probably in New York for a Heisman Trophy.
I said it, remember on the college football show?
Yeah.
Adam wasn't with me. I said he could be a Heisman candidate. He got hurt.
If he didn't get hurt, he probably takes those carries from Donovan Edwards, and he has a huge 200-yard game.
To this day.
And I guess you could say, oh, he would have, he might have, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care. But he would have. He did it all year, so he would have been in New York. So people are kind of throwing that to the side a little bit. But Blake Corum is elite. All right, we've got about 4 minutes left. I have my best bets. I have 2 of them here. First one I have, we talked about it already, the North Carolina-South Carolina game. Jeff Hollywood said that he might like the under in that game. I'm hammering the over, though.
63.5.
It's a high over, but this is one of those games where you have two. I mean, if you want to say Spencer Rattler's elite,
No, he's not.
He's a good quarterback.
Don't you dare.
They have Drake May, who's a Heisman candidate, and they both have 2 terrible defenses. So this is going to be one of the best shootouts, I think, of the weekend, one of the best games we're going to see.
It's going to be a good game for sure.
Oh, 100%. It's going to probably be like 42 to like 36, something like that, and you're going to hit the over. I mean, 63, what people you have to understand, though, is like college football, these totals are so high. And I know there is that new rule change, too, where it's the clock doesn't stop anymore after a first down. I think that probably only takes away a couple points in a game. So I think 63 is still a great one. And the other one here, North Texas +6 versus Cal. I think we can all agree here that Cal, and I'm pretty sure they're going to the ACC now.
Yep.
Cal stinks. I mean, that's just like one of those programs where it's like they just haven't been good in like how long? Jared Goff went there. Shout out Jared Goff.
Yeah, he did.
But like Marshawn Lynch. Shout out Marshawn. Skittles. But like Cal just stinks, dude. They're terrible. So those are my 2 there. Do you guys have anything else here with any more bets or anything kind of around the college football?
Nah, not that I could think
No.
of.
We're at 78 likes. We're so close to 100.
Yeah, we got to get to 80, man. Hit the like button.
Can we get to like 90 here?
Smash it real quick.
Come on.
Yeah, we can get to 90.
For the love
We've got 2
of
minutes.
the Michigan Wolverines.
If we, I'm trying to think of something here. All right, we're at 79 now. I don't know if anyone else has a
82.
different number. 82.
We're good.
I'm behind a little.
People are showing love.
Come on, people. Lucas, do you have a drink?
We'll go get one. I'll grab one real quick.
All right, we need that. We need that. Is there any other games here that we missed in the chat? If there was any other games, and we didn't really get to it either. I wanted to kind of get some. I wanted to kind of go through some callers, and maybe we can do that next week because we will be doing. When the Lions kind of play on Sundays, I know Thursday we're going to do the pregame show. I don't know if we won't probably have this because the heavyweights, but we're going to be doing this from Saturdays and on Sundays too. So the thing is we're at 95, 96. Oh, Lucas. Oh, Luke. You guys hear that?
Gotta let the phone go down.
Yeah.
Lucas is already celebrating, man. No, I appreciate everybody, man. Seriously, hit the like button if you haven't already.
Right there. We're at 97.
Subscribe. 47,500 subscribers, man. We're creeping to 50.
We need
What's
to
the
get to
over-under
50.
on the
It's big time.
We need to get to 50.
The over-under on how many beers you're going to drink today watching the college football games. That's,
Me, 0.
I would say 3.5, 4.5. You hitting that over, Lucas?
4.5?
If I say
3-hour
4.5,
game? You could possibly do it.
this guy will not
Depending
stop.
on how this J.J. McCarthy
We're-
2.5 touchdown bet looks.
We're not even at 100 yet. And make sure, too, as well, make sure you guys tune in right after this at 12 o'clock. We're going to have the stream. I believe, Gentry, you're staying correct?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Gentry, Lucas, me. I don't know.
I will not be here
Jeff will
today.
not be. Hollywood.
In the future, though,
he
I'll be
has to
here.
go sign some autographs downtown Detroit or Royal Oak. I think Parker will be here. Nick will be back from last night. Flannel Sam, the Michigan...
The
Walmart Michigan
Yep.
Wolverine.
Yep.
He will be here and kind of going through that. We haven't hit 100 yet. Just trying to hit 100 so Lucas can drink this.
It's waiting.
We're at 99. Does anyone have 100 here? I feel like I'm doing an auction right now.
It's at 99, dude.
99. Can we just get one more? One more like. We've got 170 people watching.
There you go.
101.
There you
Let's go. Lucas. Oh. All right. I appreciate you guys all tuning into Woodward Bets here with Booner. For Jeff I, Freddie, Lucas Klotz, Michael Gentry. Make sure you guys tune in at 12 o'clock here for the Michigan Watch Party, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.